always feel free to ping us during, but thank you so much for attending.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everybody. Just want to make sure you can all see my screen okay. Perfect. Okay, so today we are just going to do a general overview of the Hiscox Now. We're going to go over the products, we're going to go over professions and the portal. And then if you have any questions, just like Claire said, just drop them in the chat and we can answer them live. And we do have an underwriter on the line as well who can help us with some underwriting questions. Alrighty, so Hiscox Now, the benefits of why use Hiscox Now. So Hiscox has a broad appetite. We have admitted liability insurance for over 480 professions, and that is continuously growing. We are rules-based or portfolio-based underwriting. So it's a streamed quoting process all online. We welcome new ventures, which is rare, and which means we insure brand new businesses. We offer competitive premiums that can start as low as $22.50 a month. We're fast and simple, so everything is online and you don't need a direct Hiscox appointment. We are instant bindings, so we offer same day effective date with all policy documents emailed directly. We are direct bill, so we handle all servicing and billing in-house. We do have service support teams, and I will get into more detail on that in the upcoming slides that are available Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. We are automatic renewal, so everything is automatic and you receive everything via email, and commission is paid for the lifetime of coverage. And Hiscox is an A-rated company by AM Best. Okay, so on to our first product, which is going to be our Monoline professional liability, also known as errors and omissions. So professional liability insurance is going to protect you for coverage for errors and omissions that occur or are alleged to have occurred in the course of providing professional services. These include claims of negligence, even if your client hasn't made a mistake, claims for libel and slander arising from your client's services. The retroactive date equals the existing policy retroactive date if switching. There are awarded damages and legal defense costs. It provides punitive damages for up to $250,000 where allowed by law. It's going to protect you for services done by your client's employees, temporary staff, and independent contractors. We provide $200,000 of copyright infringement coverage for most marketing and graphic web design classes. We offer up to a $2 million aggregate limit online with up to $5 million on request. There are various deductible options ranging from $0 to $10,000. And coverage for this product is going to start from $270 a year. Now I'm just going to move on to the right side of the screen. So just some additional coverage details is that this product is also automatically renewed. It's an admitted product. It's a monoline product, but it also can be packaged. And we offer an automatic blanket additional insured at no charge. All right. So on to our monoline general liability product, also known as GL. So this is going to provide coverage for claims of bodily injury, associated medical costs, and damage to property on or off premises. It's going to cover liability for property damage or bodily injury to third parties. It covers employees and temporary staff. It provides up to $2 million occurrence limit online with up to $5 million on requests. Defense costs outside limit. There's no deductible in most industries. We do offer a work from home discount that is subject to the minimum premium. Coverage is going to start at $350 a year with a $500 minimum premium for retail, landscape, janitorial, and artisan contractors. And then onto the bottom of the page, I'm going to cover some optional add-ons for the general liability product. So the first one is going to be our business property and equipment coverage. This covers loss or damage to computer equipment or contents. It provides up to $25,000 coverage limit offered in $5,000 increments. The off-premises sublimit is $2,500 for all professions, with mobile food services ranging $5,000 to $25,000. Coverage is going to start at $135 a year for every $5,000 in coverage, and there's a $500 deductible. And just to note that this is going to be available after a general liability quote is produced. And then just onto the right, those same coverage details. It's an automatic renewal. It's an admitted ISO-based form. It's a monoline product, startup friendly, and that automatic blanket additional insured is included. Okay, so some additional add-ons for that general liability product. The next one's going to be the primary and non-contributory. And this refers to coverage extended to an additional insured so long as you have agreed in writing a contract or agreement. It makes the insured's policy primary and doesn't seek contribution from other available insurance. It's offered on a blanket basis and available in all states except for Alaska. Next, we have our hired non-owned auto endorsement. And this covers claims against your business if an employee has an accident while using their own or rented vehicle for business purposes. It's available for all classes except for artisan contractors, landscape, janitorial, retail, and mobile food services. There's a $300,000 to $2 million coverage limit, which cannot exceed the GL occurrence limit. Claim payments are part of the GL aggregate limit, not in addition to. And it's going to be available in all states except for these listed right here. And then last but not least, we have our waiver of subrogation, which is an agreement between two parties in which one party agrees to waive subrogation rights against another in the event of a loss so long as you do so in writing prior. And this is going to be available in all states except for Alaska. So I'm just going to pause right here because I did see a question come through from Lisa. So the question is, can Hiscox look at a window installation contractor? I believe so, but Michelle, do you mind helping me out with that question?
Yes, we do have, can you hear me first? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Yes, we do have a glass installation and repair class of business. It does exclude auto work. We don't do anything that relates to automobile, but we do have a glass installation and repair class of business for our contractors.
Thank you, Michelle. Are there any other questions before we move on? Alrighty. All right, so now we're just going to move into the professions in the industry portion of the presentation. So some of our industries include architects and engineers, artisan contractors, consulting, creative design, financial services, health, beauty, and fitness, janitorial services, landscaping, legal, marketing and public relations, other business services or miscellaneous business services, real estate, retail, and technology. Okay, so this is just a slide that just kind of dives in a little deeper under those industries and just gives you some examples of professions that we would cover. So I'm just going to pick out a few of the highlights in the more popular classes. So under architecture and engineering, that's going to be something like a building inspector, a project manager, or a landscape architect. Under beauty, some of the more popular classes that you'll see would be a barber, a hairstylist, a spa owner, or a salon owner. Under consulting, business consulting has become very popular in the most recent years. And then that also, it could be education consulting or marketing consulting. Under financial and legal services, those are going to be your accountants, which is super popular, especially around this time of year. Also, insurance agents, a very popular class, I know for you all as well. And tax preparation. Under fitness, health, and wellness, those are where you're going to see your personal trainers, also very popular, a massage therapist or yoga or a Pilates instructor. Under marketing creative, I will point out that event planning and promotion has become a very popular class over the past couple of years, and especially in the summertime, including photography and videography as well. Under other business services or miscellaneous, that would be something like a travel agent or a career coach. Real estate is also a very popular class for you all and us as well, which is going to be a real estate agent or broker or a property manager. And then under technology, that's going to be like a computer programmer, a game developer, or a software developer. So I am just going to pause because I did see a few questions come up. Okay, so I see, thank you, Morgan, for answering the first one. So for E&O, so this question is from Jacqueline. For E&O, will Hiscox consider a real estate agency with claims in the past 5 years? I'm going to shoot this one over to Michelle to help us out.
Yes, so typically for a new business, we don't really consider anything for new business with claims. The policy is kind of across the board, not really specific to the real estate class of business. Trying to think, I don't think there's any scenarios where we would be within appetite for us. And then the second question was regarding home inspectors. Did I say that as well?
Yes.
Yes, so home inspectors is not within appetite for us either.
Great. Thank you, Jacqueline and Ruben, for those questions, and thank you, Michelle. All righty. Gonna move on. All right, so artisan contractors, so those janitorial classes and things like that, those are really popular class for you all. So we're just gonna do a little bit of a deeper dive into these. So Hiscox now covers the following professions with up to $500,000 in annual revenue. So under interior contractors, some classes that you would see in there would be carpentry, carpet, rug, furniture, or upholstery cleaning, clock making or repair, electrical work, handy person but no roof work, interior finishing work, painting, plumbing, sign painting and lettering, and tile, stone, marble, mosaic, or terrazzo work. And then under installation and repair, air conditioning systems, also very popular around this time of year, appliance and accessories, doors or windows, drywall or wallboard, floor covering, glass but no auto work, heating and air conditioning, and locksmiths. And then under exterior contractors, those would be a driveway or sidewalk paving or repaving, fence insulation and repair, masonry work, plastering or stucco work, sign painting and lettering, and window cleaning, but nothing above 15 feet. And these all would be target appetite and eligible for Hiscox Now coverage. So I'm just going to do another pause because we have a few questions. So the first question is, will Hiscox ever offer payment through electronic checking account deduction? I had a situation where an insured had a business checking account, but did not have a debit card attached to that account since they figured they would never use one. Their bank told them it would take 2 weeks to have one mailed to them, and they did not want to use their own personal credit for their organization. I think adding a pay by checking account option would be very beneficial. Thank you. And I actually don't know the answer to that question, but Sean or Michelle, do you know the answer to the question?
I do not believe we have that in scope anytime soon, but we can check with the finance team to see what the availability of that is in the future.
Thank you. So I will take that back, and I will send an answer over to the Attune team, and they can get back to you all. And then from Charles, hello, can you clarify the independent contractors going back to the PL? Okay, let me go back up. Coverage and limitations. Okay. Is it this one? Coverage and limitations for independent contractors. Sorry if maybe I don't understand the question, Charles. The coverage and limitations for independent contractors. Michelle, do you know what he's referring to?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the question is either. I was trying to see, based on the information from that slide, if you could clarify a little bit for us, we can get an answer or try to get an answer for you.
Okay, he says he sees it on this slide. Awesome, thank you.
Okay, perfect.
And we will send this out after as well, so it'll be available. Thank you, keep the questions coming. All right, so let's Let me get out of this chat real quick. Going up. Okay, so on the exclusions and ineligible services for artisan contractors, so Hiscox now would not cover anyone that provides or subcontracts directly the following services or works on any projects involving the following materials or infrastructures. So we would not cover anyone who provides services dealing with asbestos, lead, or mold evaluation or abatement, blasting or demolition, crane operation, foundation, sheeting, or retaining wall designs, hydraulic fracturing, hydrofracturing, or fracking, process piping, scaffolding operations, or waste removal. And then materials and infrastructures that we wouldn't cover would be airports, amusement rides, pools, or playgrounds, bridges, dams, harbors, mines, piers, or tunnels, anything dealing with hazardous material, anything dealing with landfills, oil, gas, or well petroleum, and no underground storage tanks or utilities. All right, so just onto the Hiscox Now operational basics. So, oh, I see a chat. Okay. So our Hiscox Service Center. So Hiscox Now has 2 dedicated service centers located in Chesapeake, Virginia, and Las Vegas, Nevada. And we provide our hours of operations from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. This is the toll-free number that you can call. And we also do have Spanish-speaking advisors available. And all policy servicing requests can be handled through our service centers. These include things like policy changements or endorsements, certificates of insureds, additional insureds, requests to change payment, and much more as well. And also there is a live chat window available on your Attune homepage as well, and they can assist you. Okay, so if you need to make changes to your client's policy, there are requests that can go through Attune, and then there are requests that can go through our Hiscox Service Center. So on the left side, just to note that most changes submitted online can be completed the same day we receive them. So things that you will request through Attune would be a choice of class code. If you wanted to request policy documents, add an authorized person, change the business address, request a loss run, request a waiver of subrogation, update the certification holder, submit documents, or request a broker or agent of record change. And then on the right side, things that you would need to request from the Hiscox Service Center would be to update a credit card, update a billing address, update contact information, update policy limits, add an additional business location. If you had a policy status inquiry, adjust your coverage, or cancel a policy. Okay, so of course with insurance comes claims, and we do try to make that process easy for you. We have several methods, so you can submit via email at reportaclaim@hiscox.com. You can call in to speak to a Hiscox representative, and you can also send a claim in via mail at our Atlanta office. And I'm just going to pause here for a question from Diana on what is the commission rate?
Yeah, so I can take that one. Thank you for the question, Diana. That would be based on the agency agreement that you signed with Attune. So your agency principal would know that and can disclose that to you.
Great. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Diana. Alrighty. Okay. Oh. Okay, so on to our email communications. So we do have automated and digital communications that are related to your policies and your quotes and everything. So just going to go through a few examples of emails that you might receive. So your policy documents are delivered shortly after buying via email. And some examples of when a customer, agent, and partner may receive an email from Hiscox is going to be when a product is removed or added, if you cancel a policy, when the payment is confirmed, when a quote is provided, when a renewal policy is issued, and the welcome email, which would include the binding documents, the payment schedule, and accord forms. And they're also sent to the customer and insured as well. So in the chat. Okay, I have a Hiscox appointment through BTIS. Can I have an appointment with Attune as well? Is there a difference?
That would again depend on your relationship with BTIS. Depending, because they also work with Attune, so they might be quoting Hiscox through Attune and then getting quotes further down the line to you as well. And sometimes, depending on our agreement with BTIS, we're not legally allowed to sign up some of their further down the chain partners. So that's a very specific question. We're absolutely happy to look into it for you. And I would recommend reaching out to your account manager, who would be the best point of contact to get that conversation started. Unfortunately, I can't answer that right now in full.
Great, thank you. And then I did see a question from Charles via claims. Do you send any notices to the agent if a claim is submitted? I believe so, but I'm going to pass it over to Michelle. Do you know the answer to this?
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe so as well.
Okay. Charles, we can take that back for you just to get confirmation, but I'm pretty sure we do. Awesome. So this is just a Q&A page. Sorry, Q&A, an FAQ page. We did go over many of these during, I think the only one that I probably didn't comment in here is just the forms of payment. So we do accept Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, but all these other ones are just as a reference, just for you to hold on to for the future. And if you have any additional questions, that we didn't get to today, you can send an email to help@attuneinsurance.com. All right. Oops. Oh no. I'm sorry.
No worries. It was very quick, so we'll keep everyone on their toes. Thank you so much, Melissa. We have a little trivia question for everyone. So if you just want to go ahead to the first screen, and I'll actually launch this poll into the chat. So you should see a poll on your screen, and we're going to be doing a little randomized winner for this trivia question. What year was Hiscox founded? We should have is it Jeopardy music? Ding, 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 ding. Okay, a couple more seconds. Awesome. Okay, we are going to be pulling some winners from this group. The correct answer, Melissa, if you want to go ahead and go to the next one. There we go. 100-year history. So long legacy with Hiscox partnership. And so we have 12 winners from that bucket. So we'll be doing a little raffle here in the background, and we'll announce the winners at the end.
Awesome, thank you. And also, Hiscox is going to be also doing a fun raffle. So for everyone that attended today, we are going to pull 3 winners at the conclusion of this event, and you will receive a $25 gift card from us, and that is going to be from Tango. So it's an online merchant where you can choose from hundreds of options. So just want to thank you guys so much for attending today. We really appreciate the partnership. And we're glad that we got to see you. That is all.
Awesome. Yeah, and I can take it over from here. Let's see here.
I will stop.
Yeah, I'll let you stop first.
It just froze on me. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Awesome. So it looks like it's coming through. From here, we want to show how easy it actually is to get a quote in the Attune portal. I hope everyone here is already a pro, but it's okay if you're not. and this will just give you the information you need to kind of get started with us. So when you log in, this is the view that you will see. One thing I always like to point out before I kind of get into what the actual quote flow is where do I find the appetite guide? Maybe you're new to writing with Hiscox or just new to Attune, and we do have plenty of products to offer. So all you would need to do is click into the support section here. And then over on the right-hand side, we'll have the appetite guide for all of the products that we offer on our shelf. So it's always a good thing to remember. You don't have to save the guidelines to your desktop because they're always right here for you. So it's a great source to go to. So from there, let's get into what it actually looks like to do a quote. You can see my practice one here beforehand. But it's very simple. So I'm going to do an insurance agency here. So I'll say Chain Insurance Agency. I'm just going to pick a place in New York. And then insurance. One of the great things that we do is based on the words that you type in for description of business is we try and highlight what's the highest likely class code that you're looking for. So for example, I typed in insurance. There are other offices that come up that you might need insurance for as well, or just insurance agencies right here. So we really try and make it as easy as possible and elevate which class code that you're looking for so you don't have to sift through hundreds as you go through. With insurance agency, you can see all the products that it would be eligible for. So BOP, cyber, or workers' comp. I'm going to go through what a general liability quote is. And I like to say that if you had all the information right in front of you and I wasn't talking, you could probably get through this in maybe 3 minutes. And if you're very quick, even less. So choose class of business. Just going to scroll down to insurance agent here. Structure type, and you say it's an LLC. Type in the business owner's first name. If I can type, here we go. All right. Obviously, it'd be a real phone number. You can go through either way. This will bring us into kind of the meat of the quote. So that was just honestly the introductory things. But this is where the underwriting questions are asked. And this is what will drive the rate. So let's say it's 3,000 square feet. I'm going to choose a $1 million limit. I'm going to say I have 5 employees. I'm going to say we actually go to the office, even though many people are remote nowadays. Say the estimated payroll is 250,000. Does your business use rented or non-owned vehicles for business purposes? I'm going to say no, since it's in New York. Does the business currently have an insurance policy in effect? Like Melissa mentioned, they can do new ventures. So I'm going to say this is a new agency that I'm just starting. Do we supply, manufacture, distribute tangible goods or products? No. Does the business perform any design, construction, installation, or removal? I'm saying no in this case. We say yes to TRIA. This is where you would get the option to apply like a business personal property or property coverage to the GL. So you could just mark yes here. And then it shows those $5,000 increments that Melissa was mentioning before. I'm going to say I don't need property for this quote, but that is where the option would be. I'm going to mark no to waiver of subrogation, no to primary and non-contributory. And then we also have an in-house cross-sell opportunity. So what we've noticed is as clients come for general liability or even professional liability, they're also more likely and very open to the idea of a cyber policy. So we try to make it as easy as possible for you to do that as well as you quote. Here would be you mark yes. It's one additional question here, or 2 additional questions, I should say. And this would give you a cyber quote as well. I'm not going to go through it since we're focused on Hiscox for this webinar, but I just want to make everyone aware that the option is there. So I'm going to mark no. I've read and agreed the statements and then click submit. And as this loads, that's it. That's how you do a quote. So like I said, if I wasn't talking and you had everything right in front of you, 3 minutes, maybe even less if you're very quick to get a quote. And then here we go. So this would give me the premium, generate the quote. You can pull the quote right here. In order to bind, here we go. We would click whether it be one pay or monthly payment. Agree, agree. And then this is where, once this loads, again, this is where we would ask for that credit card information that we discussed a little bit earlier. I'm going to leave that blank. I'm not even going to try to make up a credit card number. But that is what it would look like to bind. So again, it's very quick and simple. But another thing I want to show, we went through the GL. So say I'm meeting with the insured later today. It's very easy to also get a professional liability. So once you've made the account, the general liability will show up here. You can pull it at any time. You can also go in and edit. If say after meeting with the client, you mistyped a number or something like that, or you found out more information, or you can go in and also offer a professional liability quote. So I'm going to go down to insurance agent again. LLC, scroll down, name. Excellent. I'm going to say it's only one location here. I'm going to choose 1 million as well. I'm going to say I only want a $1,000 deductible, but as you can see, there are multiple options here as you go through. I should have showed this before, but we give all of the options for limits as well, right in the click down. Estimated gross sales, I'm going to say 500,000. To provide any of the following, I'm going to say no to life and health, yes to commercial lines, yes to personal lines. If the life and health was yes, it would just impact the rating, but that is offered. This was perform an annual account review with each of its clients. I'm going to say sometimes here. I'm going to say we're a big agency, so it's hard to do a full annual review with each with only 5 employees. Does this business provide insurance? I'm actually not going to read all of these since you can see, but maybe I'll pause. And actually, this maybe will drive you to actually do a quote and see them yourselves. But I'm going to mark no to these underwriting questions. These are basically the things that would, again, impact rating or eligibility. And again, as you go through each of them, you'll kind of get more familiar. Does the business currently have insurance? I'm going to say no because we're new. Approximately when we start, I'm going to say we started today. If required by law, do you maintain your licenses and certificates? Yes. Again, say you didn't do a GL policy before, you're actually only coming for PL. Again, we noticed that insureds that are coming for a professional liability policy also tend to be interested in cyber, or at least willing to hear about it. So we try and make it as easy as possible for you to cross-sell that and really get the whole bundle for the insured. I'm going to, again, mark no, since that's not the focus right now. And again, I'm going to agree to the terms, click submit. And that's it. The quote will, as it generates, we'll get the premium here. Again, you can click on to download the quote. The bind flow is exactly the same. So I'm not going to go through it again to show you the credit card screen. But then as you go into this agency at any time, or into this account at any time, you will see both quotes. So you can pull these and reference them at any time. And again, you can edit both and service your insured. So I do see we have a few questions here. What question triggers, Jacqueline asked, what question triggers a work from home discount? So I believe it is right in the rating info. So once you go through the main information for the insured, is the business operated out of the owner's home? Yes, and that would trigger the discount. So let's click that. Let's see what comes up here. While this loads, I'm gonna. Yes, so you see the premium did drop a little bit with that discount. So that's the question you would look for is, do they operate out of their home? Great question though, Jacqueline. We have another, just curious, how many agents here write their own E&O or write their own? So Charles asked, just curious, how many agents here write their own E&O? Unfortunately, I can't answer that. I know we do have a few agents that do write their own. I just don't have the number. if anyone would like to drop that in the chat, you're more than welcome. But it's not unheard of, Charles. I just don't know the number. Awesome. I think that was all of the questions. So Claire, I will pass